Hello and welcome aboard WhalePod to the much anticipated artifact farming, strongbox, and leveling video from me, your Captain Whale, here on White Whale Gaming. We are right now right in front of the brand new artifact domain with the team we will be using to tackle said domain: Tartaglia, Nahida, Kazuha, and Shinobu. As our team we're brewing with the Wanderer is still not quite ready, as the Wanderer and Faruzan need a lot of artifact optimization. As I said before, we will be outfitting the Wanderer with the new set. I did my daily resin allotment plus my daily refreshes allotted last night before going to bed, on 13 runs of the new domain, and got, I guess the flower and feather are decent, but it's pretty easy to get good flowers and good feathers. This is hot garbage. This is hot garbage, at least for Wanderer. Energy recharge is nice to have. I would prefer attack percent on him, though. And this is actually a pretty decent off-piece animo damage goblet. Wish we had gotten a couple crit rate rolls there instead of so much attack, but at least nothing hit flat def. And Faruzan is still completely artifactless, as we will be using our rejects from these artifact grinding runs we'll be doing up front in order to re-roll for Viridescent Venerer for Faruzan. We will also hopefully have a sizable collection of 3- and 4-star artifacts from our runs in order to feed some experience into the artifacts of the Wanderer and Faruzan here on camera. Now, before we get in further, I just want to say,
certificate exams are straightforward enough.
Quiet Shinobu. I did not want to say Quiet Shinobu. What I wanted to say is, once again, just like last time, I have recently put out a video that is very near and dear to me. I do feel like it may have the potential to be the greatest thing I do to make an actual difference in this world with my YouTube channel. In this video, I detail some of my own struggles and my own story in, well, for the first time publicly ever before. Prior to this, not even all of my family knew the full extent of how deep my troubles went. This video is completely listenable, and there will be a card for it showing up on screen right about now. And as well, unlike with the wishing video 2 nights ago, as I will be releasing this on Thursday, December 8th, I will be posting down in the comments section in my pinned comment a link to that video as well, so you can check it out there if cards do not show up for you on the format you are watching this video on.
By which I mean, there's nothing to kill.
Once again, this video is completely listenable, so you do not have to dedicate time to watch it. You can simply put it on and listen to me tell my own story while you do something else. And please, if you do listen to this story of mine, do consider taking up the challenge I put to all y'all WhalePod in that video and share it with as many people as you can so that its message can spread as far and wide as possible, as I do honestly believe it has the potential to help a lot of people. Now, one other thing before we get right into things. I forgot to do the trials last episode, and we're not going to do them again this episode, but I have done them. I just want to point out something funny, that there is an error in the rewards you get from Faruzan's trial here. Faruzan's trial rewards you with scarabs, which, if we look at what we actually used when leveling Faruzan up, we will see she actually used henna berries, previously known as red crests. Now, henna berries, red crests, and scarabs aside, let's get into the artifacts for real. I am going to show off my first run of this, but after that it will just be a montage of when we are actually claiming our artifacts. We will be only using condensed resin for this, so things should go by quicker because of that. As I said, this is the team we're going to be bringing in with us. This is the same Tartaglia Hyperbloom team that I used in my latest Spiral Abyss video, also known as the Putting Nahida into Practice video.
Stand with me.
The wind knows me. Tidal wave. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
And now we are close to getting into that montage. The montage will be silent. I will simply be scrolling through the artifacts and deciding which ones we want to use and which ones we don't want to use. And that concludes the final run of the artifact grinding portion of this video. We will be back momentarily with the STRONGBOX portion. And we're back at the STRONGBOX, so we have selected which artifacts we are going to keep and which ones we're going to throw away. As a usual disclaimer, I am a whale, so I will be throwing away several pieces that you would probably keep, particularly flowers and feathers. As there is no trading system in Genshin Impact, well, it's just my decision what to do with these things, because even if you guys do have use for some of these artifacts, there is no way for me to give them to you, and there likely never will be, because Genshin Impact is at its core a gacha game, and gacha games do not want things that save people time. They want people to come back day after day and keep grinding away at that dopamine farm. So, let's get on with the unceremonious yeeting of everything into the STRONGBOX for Viridescent Venerer, so we can get hopefully some good artifacts for Faruzan. I will say that my Scaramouche's circlet is still pretty scuffed, because out of that over 2,000 resin we just put into that domain, we got exactly one 5-star circlet with crit rate from the new set. Now, let's see what we get here. Maybe. It's onset, and it's a elemental goblet. Speaking of which, there was one onset elemental goblet in the grinding that I decided not to lock because, well, its substats are incredibly sus. We're not dealing with no sussy substats here. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to go for build-wise on Faruzan, other than we are probably going to shoot for an energy recharge sands. Maybe energy recharge sands, don't know how much crit she wants. I'm not doing a Favonius bow on her, so we don't need crit there for proccing that. Not going to keep that because it is HP main stat, even though it does have some pretty nice subs. She does scale on attack, so I might go for the attack goblet, energy recharge sands, and maybe an EM circlet if we can get one. And if we can't, I might just use the EM circlet as an off-piece. Double crit cryo goblet, we'll hold on to that at least for the meantime. That's crit damage. If that were crit rate, I'd lock it. That one is an elemental mastery feather. We'll lock that feather. Don't know if it's a Faruzan feather, but it's definitely a lock feather. Actually, yeah, that kind of is a Faruzan feather. Double crit, but it's HP main stat. Don't want it. Alright. Tenacity of the Millelith. The domain I need to get back to grinding because I'm still trying to get a 2-piece Tenacity, 2-piece Heart of Depths on my Yelan up and running. And the Millelith domain just, well, it hates me. It hates me about as bad as the Heart of Depths and Blizzard Strayer domain hates Murder of Birds, it would seem, from what I've seen of his grinding in his time capsule playthrough. Let's just say I've sunk easily 10k resin into the Millelith Pale Flame domain, not counting the time I was in there, sinking easily another 10k into it for Pale Flame. That definitely seems like a Faruzan flower. EM on an EM set, gonna lock it. Well, not on an EM set, on an Animo set, so basically the next best thing to EM. Or next thing that needs EM besides an EM set is an Animo support set, or Animo swirl set. It's not so much the support set, but the swirl set, as Hazo is a dedicated Animo DPS who gets a lot of his damage from swirls and still wants Viridescent because of that. Yeah, I would say I've easily sunk a lifetime of 20k resin into that a domain for Millelith and Pale Flame and gotten absolutely nothing of the quality that I want for my Yelan's build. So yeah, I eagerly await the day both those sets are added to the Strongbox. Likely that won't be until 4.0, but it can't come soon enough. And by that time, we'll hopefully have a different HP set that works for characters like Yelan and Nilou, so we don't have to use broken sets on them anymore. Yeah, that's a decent flower. Who would want an HP Viridescent Veneers of those substats? No, we'll keep it for now anyway. Might level up to 4, and if it rolls a bad substat, just junk it. Also, on the rerolls from these Viridescent Veneer, we will not be rerolling them, but we'll be using them actually as experience materials this time. In case we are not able to get enough experience for the Wanderer and Faruzan, which we likely will not be able to, just based off of the 3 and 4 stars we have from all those many amounts of domain runs. I want to say it was somewhere around 52 runs we did in there. 53 if you count the fact that I accidentally went 1 run too deep and used original resin rather than condensed, so I did 1 more original resin run in order to keep things at a nice number divisible by 40. Crit damage with crit rate and energy recharge, that is definitely worth keeping. Might even be an upgrade for Hazo one of these days when I get around to leveling it. There's an energy recharge, at least we're going to lock it in case we don't get any others. Yeah, so with the topic of hopefully getting better HP artifacts for characters like Yelan and Nilou, we will likely have 1 more artifact domain introduced prior to version 4.0 and a new artifact domain in 4.0. I'm predicting in 3.6 because it seems to be 3 patches, or every 3 patches we get an artifact domain. So I'm going to predict in 3.6, and I'm going to hope we get another HP-based, like 2-piece 20% HP artifact set then, but we might not. We're going to lock that flower. But at least with the next region being Fontaine, the Hydro region, and Hydro being the element of HP these days, we should at least get an HP scaling set in Fontaine, one can hope. And I've already looked through all these, and yeah, I'm personally okay with tossing out all these, and once again, there is no artifact trading system. I doubt Hoyoverse would ever put in an artifact trading system, as that would reduce the amount of time people have to spend captive to their game. So, as much as it might hurt you, there's really no way that if I were to not junk the artifact that it could ever help you. That's actually decent. Crit rate and attack percent on a Pyro Cup. I'm not going to lock that one because the attack is flat, the def and HP are percent. I might get a little flack for this one, but I'm not going to keep this feather. I will keep that one. Healing bonus, get out of here. The only characters that really need healing bonus, I'd say, are Kokomi, because her damage in burst, at least, does scale off of healing bonus. And Bennett, if you're going for the unkillable Bennett and don't actually care about Bennett's personal damage at all, and just want to increase to the maximum how much Bennett can top you off. Because while you do need to be below the 70% HP threshold to get healed, it will not stop at the 70% threshold. So if, say, you're at 69 nice percent HP, and trigger Bennett's ultimate's healing ability, it will likely top you off. Now, Elemental Mastery Goblet, that is super rare. In this case, we might keep a decent attack percent main stat circlet, because we could put the... Elemental Mastery on the Goblet instead of the circlet now. Or we can just use an offset attack circlet or something or other. That seems slightly better than the first energy recharge we locked. Yes, there is the very suspicious Animo damage bonus onset goblet. Like I said, a flat defense percent, and Elemental Mastery. Elemental Mastery in isolation isn't the greatest, so I'm not really going to count it as a saving grace against the double def. Yeah, trash substats on that EM Sunken Years. Garbage, 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 just by their main stat. Those substats are godly, it's just, it has a god-awful, main stat. No crit stats. We'll keep selecting more materials here. There's our next wave of 39. Attack percent goblet. We'll lock that attack percent goblet. Not quite there. Attack percent circlet. We'll lock it in case we don't get another. Crit rate on a crit damage hat, sure. Crit rate on another crit damage hat, sure. Elemental Mastery and crit on that flower. This will be likely the last round here. Let's see, we will have... Okay, not quite the last round. We have 2 more after this to offer. Electro damage, meh. That's dang good. Too bad it's healing bonus. I've saved a couple flowers better than this already. Like, you know, that one. Elemental Mastery on an EM set is always worth keeping. Don't want attack on these. We want ER is what we're looking for Faruzan here. Let's see what our last 2 are. Defense and garbage. Now, that concludes our strongbox portion of things. We'll be back momentarily once we've got Faruzan situated for the raising portion. And we are back with the raising portion. Faruzan is situated on a 5-piece Viridescent Veneer, so if we get something better for one of our slots in the future, we can, which actually, while we're thinking about it, let's see what our EM goblets are like, to see if we have anything better to throw on it in the off-piece slot there. That has energy recharge on it. That's at least better there. That is crit rate and attack percent. Because, yeah, that's just a triple flat. We're still going to lock it because it is an EM goblet, and those are in short supply. We're going to go with this Goblet of Thundering Deep instead. But for the actual leveling, we're going to start with the Wanderer. He's already got a little bit of a head start. I believe our first order of business is to get some of these boys to +4 to see what their 4th substat's going to be. I've already gone through and determined that these are the best for him. That is unfortunate, but that's what we're going to go with. Now this is... there are a million ways this could go wrong. I like HP flat. This is already so wrong, I don't think anything else can make it worse. I sort of stand corrected. So out of these Wanderer pieces, the best one is going to be this Timepiece of the Lost Path, so we're going to pump as much as we can into that. Energy recharge. Not the worst, not the best either. If we can avoid flat HP, that would be a much appreciated game. Well, we avoided flat HP. We need these last two to be a crit, crit, or else this is going to be barely salvageable, or barely usable until we can find something better. I don't feel bad about bringing these copium pieces all the way up, because, well, we can feed them into future pieces, losing only 20% of the experience fed into them here at a later date. I believe that 20% loss will mean a plus 25 star fed into a plus 0 5-star will result in a plus 18 5-star. I'm confident we'll at least be able to get Wanderer plus 20 to cross the board here, because we nearly capped on our artifacts and we got 2 crit rate rolls. Oh, no, 1 crit rate roll and a crit damage roll at the end there. So this is a 25.7% crit value piece. Not amazing, but also it could have gone a lot worse. I believe the next step is just to, that's already plus 20. Yeah. I wanna potentially see some better substat rolls, so we're gonna go after this one right now. And we're already losing. Great. Let this be a reminder, even whales are not immune to bad substat rolls. At least it's an attack this time. Come on, we need a crit at the end of this, or else this is going to be pretty pitiful. We're still in 3-star artifacts, at least. Now we're in 4 stars. And defense. This is officially a terrible feather. But we're gonna make it work for now. It's more important to have the full crit rate from at least leveling this up to 20 than it is to get potential substats from the others. Flat defense, the literal worst thing it could have gone into. Elemental mastery, the sadly literal best thing it could have gone into. Once again, Elemental Mastery, we'll take it. We'll take the silver linings whenever we can get them on these clouds. The real important thing here is just getting more crit rate on our boy. Elemental Mastery, we'll take it. It's better than the alternative. Flat Attack. Slightly better than Flat Def. Yeah! Crit rate. I believe that's a max roll as well. 15.6 crit value on this with just the one substat providing any sort of crit. Flat Attack, not as bad as it could have been once again. Always stay on the bright side of things. Here's the moment of truth. At least it's attack percent this time. Once again, you gotta take these little victories when you can get them. Bye, Wanderer. Let's see what we can get on Faruzan. The most important thing for her here is going to be that energy recharge sands. What's our fourth and final substat? Flat HP, okay. That is... Okay, now this is kind of terrible. What's our other Viridescent Venerer look like again on the energy recharge front? Ah, even worse. We'll stick with this one then. Plus 11. A more flat HP, just perfect. Flat Attack, it is just a perfect as well. And now we're out of 4 stars, look at that. I have set aside all these unlocked Viridescent Venerer pieces for reclamation into the... well, into the rolls. Of course, there's no consumables found with the auto ad again. This is the moment of truth. Will we finally roll something halfway decent here? I guess it was the second best option we could have gotten, as far as just sheer actually helping out. Now... no consumables found, of course. I forgot that yet again. Well, more just my muscle memory hasn't adapted yet. HP, not terrible. HP, actually terrible, because it's the other HP. Faruzan is a support, so I'm not stressing too much about her actual substats here. HP, actually terrible. And I even looked through her kit, and not even that much actually scales with any of her stats, except for her personal damage. I believe her A4 passive does something based on her attack value, so it would be nice to actually get some attack percent here instead of these HP stats here, game. Once again, I'm not going for a Favonius, so it's not the end of the world that we're missing crit rate every single time. Ask and you shall receive, apparently, because we just got attack percent. Attack percent once again, not the end of the world there. Yeah, we're gonna go after these, because I want to see some good substat rolls for once. Elemental Mastery. Energy Recharge. We'll get +8 on the feather. I don't think we're going to be able to get any more than that here. That was crit rate. That was also crit rate. Now we'll go ahead and throw our last 5 artifacts into 4 levels on the circlet. And we get HP percent as our new substat. Not the worst, could have been better. Now, let's go ahead and, okay, Faruzan's stats are getting there a little bit. Energy recharge of 170, that should be good as long as I'm using her with another Animo unit. But why would you not use her with another Animo unit? Because she's basically like a Kujo-Sara or a Goro, but for Animo. I wouldn't say she's quite like a Shenhe, because she doesn't have the absolutely insane numbers that Shenhe does. But, last thing to do, almost forgot. Let's show off Wanderer's stats. He's sitting at a cool 2238 attack, just standing still.
Relax.
His ratio is kind of trash there, with 76.3% crit rate and 111.2% crit damage. But if we're being honest here, I'd rather have the ratio skew towards crit rate than crit damage. Crit rate makes things more consistent, crit damage gives you the higher highs and the lower lows. His energy recharge is 128 with a dedicated Animo support like Faruzan, that should be just fine. And between his goblet and the set, he has 61.6% Animo damage. I do want to actually go ahead and read through what this 4-piece does for real. When charge attacks hit opponents, the equipping character's normal attack speed will increase by 10%, while normal charge and plunging attack damage will increase by 40% for 15 seconds. That's actually kind of cool. It seems like his playstyle plays into attack speed. After all, his signature weapon will give him attack speed as well. Let's quickly check to see if that would increase with refinement. Yes, it does increase with refinement, so you'll be able to get 20% increased normal attack speed if you're absolutely insane and go after refinement 5 on his weapon. I've been absolutely insane enough recently, so I have no plans to go for any more than refinement rank 1. But to each their own, I guess. Yeah, as for his stats, though, not that. Ooh, I do need to do that. Which one looks better? That one looks alright. But that one just matches so nicely. Faruzan, however, we will probably just give the Wings of the Forest. Now, with that, let's put together a new friendship farm team and let them carry out the rest of this video.
What do you want from me?
Sure, I'll hang out with you youngsters.
Can't sleep? Let's go for a walk then.
And just to complete our freeze comp up here, we'll add in Kokomi even though she is friendship 10. Now, with that, I hope you enjoyed this video, WhalePod. Make sure to like, comment, and sub the channel if you have not done so already. All 3 of those help me out considerably and cost you only a few moments of your time. Now, with that said and done, WhalePod, I hope you all are having fantastic days. Remember to stay cool, stay classy, and most importantly, stay healthy. But until next time, this is Captain Whale, signing off.